So now today's Swami Rameshwarananji will give the presentation and some idea about this place in Manjakudi, Gnana Pravaha. Please come.
Can you hear? Yeah. Most of you must be ordering the books of Pujya Swami Dayananda Saraswati published by Arsha Vidya Research and Publication Trust, Chennai. This was established in 2005 and it has been going on. When till Pujya Swamiji was there, he was editing all the books personally. That we used to even books that have been earlier published, but not in a standard format. We got it redone with these edits and published. All the books that are available now, 70 odd books are published by Pujya Swamiji's authored books by Arsha Vidya Research and Publication Trust. And after we have been doing, like we have been making the books available on Kindle, then we introduced an app. Even when Swamiji inaugurated the app here in 2014 or so in the ashram, the teachings of Swami Dayananda app is there. There the audios and the e-books are also available. Kindle parallel e-books are also available, so that people from abroad, instead of for buying one book, they don't have to incur courier charges, so that they can see it on Kindle or EPUB books. Then because of the technology and all that, initially we thought of archiving Swamiji's books per se in a study center, Vedanta Study Center at Manjakudi. We had even started it when Pujya Swamiji was there. But later we found that people prefer to have the audios, so we initially started with CDs and VCDs, then moved to pen drive. Now we have moved to digital archives. Now Pujya Swamiji in his last years, because of his ill health and all, 2013 afterwards he was not going anywhere too often, so he used to come regularly to the last 2, 3, 4 years he was coming regularly to Manjakudi every year. We have a Swami Dayananda Saraswati Arts and Science College. We used to have a convocation. Around that we used to have a weekly cultural festival in a grand auditorium that is there. So Swamiji used to spend time there and a lot of visitors used to be there, artists used to come, and Swamiji used to give satsang and all that. And in his leisure period also he used to sit in the place where he was staying. The building was originally called Saraswati, which is occupied by the current trustees, Sheela Balaji. And Swamiji used to stay there upstairs and he used to come down and give satsang to all the village people. Almost 15 days he used to stay there. So all village people used to meet him. After the Samadhi, we converted that place into a shrine, because since Swamiji spent a lot of time there, we converted into a shrine. There is his Swamiji's photo similar is there, and then we have brought the Shilas from the Samadhi, and the Shaligrams are there, and we are doing regular puja. And from in the morning, after Rudram chanting Purusha Suktam, the Pandit comes and does the puja. That was a prayer hall which is used as a meditation hall also. That was the first thing. Then we had the idea that now that Swamiji is physically not around to conduct camps or yajnas and all that, now this is a time we have to start making this, like Swamiji used to say, when people used to meet him just before the Samadhi and all that, people used to feel bad about that. He said, no, till now you have to come where I am to get to know about my teachings. From now on I will be available everywhere. I will be there and there. We wanted to make it a reality. We wanted to make it available in the air all through. That is why the digital archives have been now almost 15,000 hours of Swamiji's talks are available, spreading across 6 courses, 2 at Silersburg, that is US, and 4 in Anekati. All the course materials, that is course talks, are available for audio as an archive. We have got 4 client desktops where at the click of a button all the course materials are available for listening. And we have got the website was earlier there, that also is linked there, so people can listen to that and then order on the app or on the website whatever audios they want to have. There you can just access so that you know what it is all about. And the archive material is also available Subsequently, we started the lecture hall where there is 30 students and an acharya can conduct their own retreats, and they can make use of the material that is available for visuals and all that. We can play it as part of the satsang and also like what we do here also. So that is the second setup. Like we started a memorial hall, we converted into a lecture hall, and then there is a landscape connecting the prayer hall and the lecture hall. Behind that is the archive center where the clients are available. Plus behind that the server. The entire Jnanaprabha. Then what about the reading material? So we created a space, reading room in the front. The Agraharam, we enter the Jnana Pravaha through the reading room where the reading materials are all available. Even reference material of original Sanskrit text suggested by Swami Sakshat Kritananda has been kept there so that acharyas can access that. So for conducting the retreats and all that. So the reading room, the prayer hall, landscape area, then the lecture hall, and then behind that the archive center, then the server, and that opens into the college and school. So this is the setup. So and we have got enough play accommodation as well as for food facilities, laundry facilities for the people who come for the camp or the retreat, and for the acharyas also special provisions are made, and so that you can conduct a retreat in a proper manner without depending on any other place or any other resource for food and other places. Plus around this, the beauty of it is Vedanta. Swamiji has spent most of his life as a Vedanta teacher, 50 years. And the last 20 years he did his seva related activities initiated. And at Manjakudi, school, college, Chatralaya, Goshala, all related activities were started first. And finally, the Vedanta Study Center took shape. Maybe because since Swamiji was around, the study center, he himself is a study center, we don't need. But posthumously, after Samadhi, we thought that it will be a good tribute and it will be a good memory for the people around and for even the teachers and all. It can be in posterity, maybe 10, 15, 20, 30, 40 years down the line, this can be more useful for. And as of now, we invite all the acharyas. I've been telling in the Arsha Vidya meet wherever in Rishikesh also that acharyas are invited along with their students to have their retreat there, and they can make use of the resources of Puji Swamiji's talks as well as the reading material and access the archives. This is the brief about the Arsha Vidya Research and Publication Trust activities in Jnana Pravaha at Manjakudi. So I invite all the students to spread the word, and acharyas, most of them know, and they still have invited Swamiji also at the end of the course to have a retreat there so that people can make use of the facilities. So I've got a small, the sense whatever I have discussed, I've got a just presentation. I will just run through that. You can just have a look, have a feel of the place, what it is all about. Manjakudi, there is a straight train from Anaikat, that is Kumbhakonam, Coimbatore to Kumbhakonam. Jan Shatabdi, 6 hours travel. The same way, to and fro, it is available. From Trichy, from airport means Trichy is the nearest airport. People who travel, all the acharyas, Nima, Surya and all, they had come. So they all access through the airport. And from Madras, you can drive down 6 hours again, the same 6 hours it takes. That is how it is, from Chennai. So we'll just run through the So can I just shift it like this? It's possible? No. I have to leave it like this? I can shift. Okay. So it'll be easy for me. Yeah. Yeah. This is the first photo you will see when you enter the shrine, where Swamiji will be welcoming you to the shrine. And we have a small write-up on this. I don't think you will be able to read it here. Then this is the entrance. This is a village house type entrance for the Jnana Pravaha. So this is where the reading room is existing, this place. The vision and purpose, we have mentioned all that in the brochure which we have circulated, that Jnanaprabha was conceived and designed not just as a memorial but a living tribute to Pujya Swamiji's memory and the continuing and that I'll tell you. I'm just reading out the vision and purpose and the continuing tradition of his teachings. The idea was to create a space wherein seekers could get immersed in Pujya Swamiji's teachings, contemplate and meditate on them in their own time and use the resources available to further knowledge. So this title of Jnanaprabha was arrived at after deliberating upon the true purpose and design of the place. Like the Ganga which embodies the flow of wisdom through generations, Pujya Swamiji's words carry the eternal essence of Vedanta and will continue to touch and enlighten seekers world over for eons to come. Jnanaprabha is a dedication by Aim for Seva to its founder at Pujya Swamiji's Janmabhoomi. The project is managed and maintained by Swami Dayananda Educational Trust. So this is the Murti we have installed at the hall. This compared to the latest sort of, when in the last years how we looked, that it gives an impression for people who don't know him personally. This is the Murti which I am talking about. This is there in the lecture hall. This is the lecture hall. This is the dais and the Murti is here. This is the lecture hall. And what on the right hand side is the archives I am talking about. People can access, there are 4 desktops with all facilities. So you can access all the courses with the click of a button. And you can have, see originally the books and all were supposed to be kept here. But since we thought it would disturb the people who are having the audios, so we shifted the books to the front room which I showed you, which is the reading room. So down below this is the prayer hall where Swamiji, the Shilas are kept here. Every day morning puja is being done. Then people can make them can use it as a meditation facility throughout the day. Morning 6 to evening 9 p.m. it is open, free to all. There is free access. This is a landscape connecting the prayer hall to the lecture hall. This is a landscape. These are all the plants that are kept there. This is a side view of the lecture hall. This is opposite to the shrine. This is a stone we have kept. This is where all that is here is Ishvara is just across the prayer hall in the landscape area. And this is the reading room which I am talking about. This is the entrance. That is where all the books are kept. All reference materials are there. People can access and read. And people want to buy, they can buy through the website, which anyway people are doing as of now. And some whatever books specifically for a particular retreat, we can bring and keep from Chennai, and which can be issued there itself. People can buy if they want it, if they find it convenient. But most people would like to get it couriered because they don't want to carry the weight. So that is why we have not stacked it with full books. The contact information are all there in the sense I am there. I am staying there. So my people who knows Ashavidya Research and Publication Trust contact number, the same number is being used for me. Apart from this, this is about Jnana Pravaha. Apart from this, there are Chatralayas that is being managed by Swaminatha Priya, the Swamini. 3 Chatralayas we are running, 2 girl Chatralayas and then there is a Padasala, 30 students are there at Kodavasal. There are 2 temples, one Shiva temple, one Perumal temple. Perumal temple is managed by the trust. Shiva temple is by the local community. And there is another Kodavasal Varadaraja Perumal temple managed again by the trust. So it is also available. Plus there is a Goshala, 75-80 cows are there near the residential areas. That is, for all the students, there are 2 residences. 40 students students plus acharyas can stay in a slightly cheaper accommodation but with almost facilities, but some of them are centralized. And another, some people who want to have more comfort, there is another guest house. So around 20 people, 25 people can stay in the slightly more comfortable guest house, and students can 40-30 students can stay, student acharya can stay in the another residence. And we have got a kudam, that is a canteens type of where breakfast, lunch, dinner are made available, and both the residences are having their own pantries. So morning coffee, tea, which can be done. And the eating place is central to both the residences. and even very close to the Jnana Pravaha, that is lecture hall, so people can walk it out. And then there is, apart from this, there is a rice cultivation, organic rice cultivation, where 30-40 acres, done by the Spirit of Earth, which is part of the Aim for Seva trust, and all local, that is original varieties of heritage rice, around 140 seeds are available. At any time, 20-30 crops are live from those, like Mapillai Samba, people who are diabetic and who want to take care of those diabetic cholesterol areas, like black rice, red rice, all those things are available. That's all being grown there, and it is being marketed by from Chennai. And people who come for the retreat, they can have a look at it, the fields also, and if they want to buy, they can buy that also. That is also available. That is the latest edition, the last 2 years development. Anyway, Swamiji will explain that Brihuli talks about you must grow annam. Yesterday also Swamiji was telling, you must grow annam. So it's part of the sense, spirit of earth is part of Swamiji's pet thinking. Yeah, that's it, I think. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Swamiji. Welcome you all. Yeah.